Oh, yes, that's another thing. I've been trying to, wherever I could go, and especially back when they were having those forums, I would run into people from the newspaper. I would, just talk with them to get familiar with them. And I think that's helped. It has helped at least at one time to get that letter in the editorial, on the newspaper editorial page, which was about the forum that was coming up. And so that's a good thing if you have contacts. Anybody have contacts with the Daily Press?
Yeah, if people want to just shoot an email to Dave Rett, he's the one who reported about the structural reports supports of that barn being seriously removed at the end of an article about something else. He did put that in the paper. Just shoot him an email and say you're concerned about, who removes the support. You're also concerned about the property in general. Whatever you want to say to him, because I think he's the one who is could possibly be our investigative reporter on this. Enough of us shoot him an email, and his emails are, they at the end of all of his articles, he's got, contact me, Dave Ress at Daily Press. It's Dave Ress, D-A-V-E-R-E-S-S. And his email is in the Daily Press at the end of all his articles. And if he realizes that we're all concerned, he might give us more publicity.
Teresa Clips is another one from my email who writes on such subjects.
He was pulled off the different
He
entities.
was pulled off.
And I'll tell you later why. It is now a new name, so I was informed. She's on transportation.
Oh, okay. Just shows some more of the damage. Okay.
And I know Teresa was on the trail for that.
Okay, the city manager brought this up at the meeting last week, and he said, well, I wasn't going to go ahead and demolish the building on my own, so I wanted to bring it to the city council. And they did it at the work session. And unfortunately, at the work session, most people can't go 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whenever it is, and it's not even televised. So he put forth a strong case that it would take over $300,000 to stabilize it, and there wasn't a useful building anyway. They demolished it for $70,000. And there were 4 council people that were agreeable to demolishing it. They didn't vote on it. They can't vote during a work session, but I think he just asked the question just to, so later he would ask, and it's something in a way to back it up. It wasn't his decision. So I don't know what the schedule is now as far as demolishing it, but if we're going to stop it, we need to do it right away.
We recognize the city in
When
I say the reason why we recognize our own start registering is the city and the adequate city.
Yes.
Property.
Yes.
So they would have to do that. Most cities will do that. I mean, if they're really valuable, they can do that.
That's another thing.
It doesn't take it from demolition, but it does.
Okay. He said it's not on the National Register of Historic Places, but it could be possibly but the only reason it's not, nobody has ever requested that it be. Yeah. So, all right. We also talked about the archaeology. Let's get to the next one. Pointing out the red is the barn. The blue is a gym that's on the city farm property. Next one. Okay. Outlined in green are the areas that they say are significant for study, archaeologically. And they base this on what was done a number of years ago and what they found then. So that's what they told us.
In other words, the site of 1680 war camp, right?
Well, basically that's what they're talking about, I think. But after all, there were Indians, Native Americans that were there before in Spanish, and I think Jan would like to talk about some of that. All right. Editorial, this is the 2 sides of Daily Press. Back in the 80s, this is around the end of the 80s, they would say, good place for a park, and they were gung-ho for having this in the park, okay? Next. Well, this is something a little different here. 2007, and back then I was really working on Foreman Road. But they were saying, well, James City County is saving this land by the river. It's that land that was part of the celebration of the, Discovery Park. So it was saved and being developed. And over in Smithville, there was some other land, in Isle of Rice County. And so it was saying how good they were saving this land now before the areas around it became so developed that no way they could afford to have parks. Okay. But the only time to preserve those open space and water access to future generations is now. And that's very true. Those other places, they actually had to spend millions of dollars to save those lands. We have a piece of land we already own. The city already owns it. They don't have to pay anything for it. What do you get in return for your tax? That means a motion. Think about generations from now. Now, we know Newport News as it is now. Some of us have been there long enough to know what it was like 50 years ago. Think about what it may be 50 years from now. If we don't save more of this land that we have, what is it going to be like? It'll be like some cities, and I don't want to go naming cities right now, but there are some cities where it's so undeveloped, people hardly know what a tree, or a free-growing tree, not one that's cut out because of power lines, but free-growing trees and open fields alike. They're so hemmed in by development. Keep going. Again, resources, this is in the brochure. T-shirts, we're not selling right now, but if anybody would like it, you can ask me about it. Keep going. Keep going. We're glad to hurry with this. This is go back one. This is an area review in 2010 of the city farm.
Where's the gym on that?
About what? Gym or gymnastics center?
Gymnastics center.
It would be this is the parking lot for the gymnastics center, so it would be up here. Off the train. The barn is up here. That's the barn. This, I believe, is what they call the gym. For the fish farm. So, but as you can see, go to the next one. All that area basically is covered with development. As if that land never went through. So and I got more detail about how many, they really went into detail about this. Okay. Getting press photos. Now I don't have a helicopter, so I did use these photos to give you more of a sense of what it looks like from the air. And that's Deep Creek in the front and James River up to the left. Okay. Deep Creek again. Of course, you can see how developed it is all around there. And so that is the last place in the city that we could have a waterfront cross. And if we don't save it, then we have lost it. Okay. Now, were there any more questions? I think Jen wanted to say something. If you could say something briefly about the history. Jen, come on, take them up. Thank you very much for inviting me. Please remember, some of you may not be able to do as much as others, but every little bit will help us. And keep in touch, go online, email us, let us know what you think about this. and what should be done. We need suggestions for that, I'll reach more people. Thank you.